Last Sunday, we kicked off our 2019 commitment campaign under the banner, Many Differences, Same Jesus. And as part of this sermon last week, we were asked to consider the ways that St. Luke's is different from other organizations. As I've been reflecting on this question, I've come to realize that for me, there is one key difference between this community and the others in my life. What makes St. Luke's different is Jesus. As a Christian community, the core of our identity, what makes us different from the world around us, is Jesus. And in my mind, everything that we do, all of those descriptions we came up with last week, are all because Jesus is our focus. So what does it mean to have Jesus as the focus? To put God at the core of what makes us different? It seems to me that if Jesus is what makes this place different, then we must be open to Jesus making us different. We come with our different backgrounds, journeys, stories, and identities to be in relationship with God. And I truly believe that if we open ourselves up to the fullness of that relationship, our differences will be transformed into unity, where we are all one in the body of Christ. And that transformation will then require us to live differently from the world around us. What this cycle of transformation, this cycle of coming to difference, being in relationship with God, transforming into the one body of Christ, and being sent out to proclaim a new way of being, is at the core of the Gospels, particularly Mark. In Mark, no time is wasted and the movement is quick. Come from a diversity of places, enter into a relationship with Jesus, be united in bonds of affection with others along the way, and go out into the world challenging the dominant cultural narrative. That gospel narrative, which, by the way, is no different than the prevailing narrative in the gospel authored by our patron saint, St. Luke the Evangelist, is what makes this place different. When we come together as St. Luke's Church, when we live into what the church is at its best, the kingdom of God comes crashing in and changes lives and the world to a beauty beyond our imagining. So it's up to us to be open, to come with open hearts, to hear things anew, to accept the call that has been placed upon our hearts, and with all the integrity we can muster, commit to being the body of Christ, the followers of Jesus, right here and right now. Today's gospel passage aids in our transformation by inviting us to think about leadership and greatness in a way we might not consider otherwise. This morning, we hear what is arguably the boldest and most entitled request recorded in the entirety of the New Testament. This morning, we hear James and John, the sons of Zebedee, ask Jesus to grant us to sit, one at your right hand and one at your left in your glory. Now remember who James and John are. They, along with Peter and Andrew, are amongst the first called by Jesus to the life of discipleship. They, without hesitation, left their father's lucrative fishing business to join Jesus on the way. Jesus calls them the Sons of Thunder, which seems to be a rather fitting name for two young men so zealous, so hot-headed, that elsewhere in Scripture, they ask Jesus to rain down heavenly fire on a Samaritan village because they refuse to extend hospitality. It is these two brothers that ask, that rather demand, Jesus give them what they feel entitled to. It's important to note that this request from James and John comes immediately after the third time Jesus foretells of his death and resurrection. The sentence that precedes today's gospel passage reads, "See, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death. Then they will hand him over to the Gentiles. They will mock him, and spit upon him, and flog him, and kill him. And after 3 days, he will rise again." Immediately after this, today's passage begins. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came forward to him and said, take a moment to let that sink in. Jesus has just said, in no uncertain terms, and he will be tormented and killed. And what are the first words out of the sons of thunder? Give us the most prominent seats in your glory. Now it's tempting to laugh or to gasp or dismiss these sons of thunder as arrogant fools. But thankfully, Jesus takes their request seriously and engages in a conversation that is compassionate rather than condemning. So there are three things that I think James and John get right in this passage. First, they place their full trust in Jesus. Undaunted by Jesus' foretelling of what awaits him in Jerusalem, they cling to the belief that in the end, Jesus will prevail. They trust him unabashedly. They trust his word, his love, his power, his leadership, his mission, his kingdom vision. Their personal hopes and dreams, imperfect as they are rooted in Jesus. This invites the first opportunity for our own transformation. As we consider the dreams of James and John, we must ask ourselves, where does the hope for our dreams lie? Is it rooted in Jesus? Or is it rooted in the powers and principalities of this world? The second thing the sons of thunder get right is that they are ambitious for the reign of God. They expect and want Jesus to be glorified and for the world's wrongs to be righted. They are not complacent about injustice, oppression, hatred, and violence. They actively long for Jesus' kingdom to arrive in all its glory and remake the world. It's important to notice that Jesus does not disparage their ambitions. Their ambitions. Rather, he redirects them. Instead of chastising them, Jesus offers a radically different definition of greatness. God wants us to think with the expansive mind of abundance and grace that is characteristic of the kingdom of God. God can reshape our desires just as God reshaped the desires of James and John. And so here invites another opportunity for our transformation. Are we reluctant to hope because we fear disappointment? Are we unwilling to care, or are we stuck in complacency because we do not want to fail, or to hurt, or we're afraid to disappoint those around us? It's not our striving, it's not our ambitions that are lethal to our spiritual lives. It's our apathy, our cynicism, and our complacency. The third thing that James and John get right is that they ask. They approach Jesus boldly and make their request with hearts full of confidence. They engage in a real relationship with Jesus and express an authentic desire to remain close to him. That's the key to get one more opportunity for us to transform our lives. How often do we ask, engage, and lean on God? How often do we go through our days as this God doesn't really exist? Real relationships require honest engagement. They require love, affection, and an ongoing desire for proximity and intimacy. We are invited to ask, how much of ourselves are we willing to give to experience that same kind of intimacy with God? Well, James and John get these things right. There is something they get profoundly wrong. What they fail to understand is that service is not a means to an end in the kingdom of God. Service is an end. Service is abundance. In the life and witness of Jesus, we learn that service is power and glory. For Jesus says, "Whoever wishes to be great among you must be your servant." Throughout the Gospels, Jesus is clear that the exclusive path to success in God's economy is through the surrendering of our most cherished forms of entitlement. We are to aspire to glory, but in doing so, we must recognize that the glory we are called to seek is different from the glory of this world. It does not lie in possession, wealth, title, or prestige. Glory in God's kingdom is an exercise in subtraction. It is the generous and perpetual expending of ourselves in love. If you're looking for proof of that assertion, then I turn your attention to today's passage from Isaiah. This passage is the description of the suffering servant. And while Jewish interpreters understand the suffering servant in a collective sense as Israel during and after the exile, the primary Christian understanding identifies the suffering servant with the suffering of Jesus on the cross. Through the suffering servant, we learn the redemptive power of suffering when it is freely chosen. Think more the suffering of nonviolent protesters at restaurant counters in the segregated South than the why do bad things happen to good people sort of suffering. From this suffering comes transformation. The pain and suffering that the servant endures brings forth justice to the nations. Out of his anger he shall see light. The servant gives himself to God, volunteering his body as an instrument for God's redemptive work. That transformation then leads way to vocation. The servant is called to be a blessing to others, to carry their burdens. The theme of vocation is captured in the notion that there is power in vulnerability. That God has done, is doing, and will continue to do amazing things through ordinary, broken, and bruised individuals. The suffering servant is the perfect example of what type of leadership, greatness, and glory Jesus is trying to convey to James and John, the disciples, and to us. The ability to carry out this servant leadership is within our grasp. It lies amidst that cycle of coming indifference, being in a relationship with Jesus, being transformed into the body of Christ, and being sent out to live lives exemplified in God's economy. We too can, and I think we must, take on the mantle of servant leadership. We must root all our hopes and dreams in Jesus. We must be filled with the fire of the Holy Spirit to abandon our reluctance, our numbness, and our fear, that we might be ambitious for the reign of God to come near. We must, above all else, boldly approach Jesus to engage in real relationship predicated on the desire for true intimacy with God. We can learn from James and John and open ourselves to the transformation their witness invites. We can hear the words of the suffering servant and take them to heart. Then we can truly become the servant leaders we were meant to be. Those servant leaders who have the capacity to take risks, to try new things, to not be paralyzed by fear of failure, to proclaim to the world what true greatness is all about. Beloved of God, it is here that transformation is possible. It is here that service means strength and vulnerability means power. It is here that death means life. And that is what makes St. Luke's different. Amen.